Hey guys, what's up? It's Josh here and we're back at Conduit 01. So, we saw some stuff come out at E3 and we're going to go through a small list of some of the things that kind of jumped out at me and I'm really excited to see. And then after that we're going to do a little tiny technology talk because we want to keep things open and not just about video games. So, some of the 5 things that really caught me were Dead Island 2. It's the sequel for Dead Island. The first one had a really interesting idea to it, a first-person view, and kind of like this parkour melee battle against zombies, and you were on an island. The second one looks like they're bringing it more to the California coast, which will be interesting, and especially to see what they do in terms of, the environment, how interactive can you be with the buildings and what that means for your arsenal and stuff. So the game looks like it'll be interesting. I know I still at least have the song that they were playing for the trailer stuck in my head. So, another one is Far Cry 4. They're moving it up into the mountains of the Himalayas, and they're adding some different features to it. One of the biggest ones that's sticking with a lot of people is the fact that you can ride an elephant. Yeah, ride an elephant. We saw some gameplay through that, and it looks pretty interesting. I mean, you don't have to ride it, and you can still find a way to get it to be used. And it can attack like other NPCs or players or anything like that. So it should be an interesting game. My third game would probably have to be Batman. The Arkham Knight, I think, is the last one that they're doing. Either case, it looks like a really good game. I'm a huge fan of the Batman universe. I know quite a bit about it, so I'm a little bit of a geek at heart, if you can't tell already. But it does look like an interesting game. I'm really excited to see, the ability to drive the Batmobile and transition from, combat, vehicular battles to just on-ground fisticuffs kind of battle. Some games can't really pull it off, but the company that's doing this game has done really good, so it'll be interesting to see that one. I'm really excited. But they did just push back the release date. It was supposed to be for October, November, which is what they usually do. But they already pushed it back for next year. So chances are we won't see that until next year holiday season, which, you want the game to be good, you gotta wait. So, my fourth one, in keeping theme with the Batman, is actually Lego Batman 3. Looks like they're really expanding on that whole universe with Legos and the Batman verse, and they're really putting it out like into space and with the Justice League and that. So I like the Lego games. They're easy, they're fun to play, and sometimes you just need something mindless. You don't always need something crazy. And then there was Rise of the Tomb Raider. We saw the reboot of Tomb Raider a couple of years ago, and the game was really, really good. So this new one should really be something much more. It looks like they're really going to push the boundaries of the character, just from the trailer that was seen. So it should be a very interesting game. And again, I'm just doing like 5 games, so the list does go much farther beyond that, but those are just some of the ones I'm really looking forward to. Some of the others were, Metal Gear, Uncharted 4, the Assassin's Creed. Evil Within looked pretty good. But there were a bunch of different games and some talk about, games that are supposed to be coming, canceled, all that stuff. So we'll see what happens. But, yeah. So the other thing we're going to talk about is actually a little bit of technology, too. I know usually these videos we're putting up are a lot of video game information. I did some reviews, and now we're just doing a quick E3 thing. But I do want to put out some other stuff, like technologies. And one thing that caught my eye was MYU, or MYU. It's MYU, and it's basically wearable tech you put like on your wrist or your upper arm here. And what it does is it reads the muscle fibers in your hand, in your arm, and that. And, figuring out what your range of motion you're doing, it'll interact with various pieces of software and hardware. It can do like TV commands, volume stuff. But they're actually trying to find a way, and they've done some stuff for it, is to include it and incorporate it with video games. So it's kind of a shift from, holding a controller and having to do, like the motion control that way. And it's kind of in a battle against the VR stuff that we've been seeing really kind of jumping up. So it'll be really interesting to see what this goes through with. I'll leave a couple of links down on the bottom just to follow up some information for it. So you guys got any questions, comments, leave them down below. And remember, hit like and subscribe if you like what's going on, and we'll keep going. Other than that, keep your fingers loose, and we'll see you around.